Hey guys, welcome to the Valken Debrief, episode number 14. Beautiful Colorado Ranch. The weather has been great here. We had a little cold weather on Halloween, but it's warmed up just a little bit, so it's not too bad. It's still sunny and beautiful here, but you might notice I'm all by my lonesome. My co-host Valken Actual, who's actually watching right now, is in Orlando, Florida for the NXL Paintball World Cup Championships. So yeah, it's like the World Series of paintball from what I understand. And so they're down there they're working hard. I would love to say that they're having a great time. Hard work is fun, but it takes a lot of work to put on that show. But moving on, for today, my special guest that's joining me from beautiful United Kingdom is Kelly Hardwick, the founder and CEO of Femme Fatale Airsoft. Kelly, say hello to everybody.
Hey guys, it's great to be on the show.
This is awesome. Technology is a great thing that you and we can sit here and chat and people can watch us, and that we're not confined to just sitting in a room, being in the same place in a once-in-a-million opportunity.
The internet is an amazing place.
Yes, it is. So, real quick, before we get onto it, let's talk about where everybody is this weekend as part of the Valken Alliance. And if you're wondering about what the Valken Alliance is, just head on over to www.valkenalliance.com to see our player program where you can have all the information at your fingertips. Also, if you search really hard, you might find my email address and you can email me questions directly. But please like, share, and comment. We love your feedback, as always, every week on the show. But this weekend, the 3rd of November, Raptors Airsoft Team, Nemesis Milsim, and P90 Girl are at Fort McClellan in Anniston, Alabama for American Milsim's Operation Black Site. They're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to be getting a lot of pics from them throughout the weekend, so for those that couldn't make it, I'll be sharing those on Valken Airsoft Facebook page and Instagram all weekend long. This is a brand new AO. Looking forward to seeing the pictures myself. Also on the 4th of November, Laser Viper is going to be at Tack City in Fullerton, California for their Aftershock Escape Room series, which is called Vendetta of Blood, Escape the Cannibal Horde. And Laser Viper, he's actually going to be Op 4. And Les Trooper, she's actually going to try to go too, but as a participant. And for those of you, escape rooms are not new. They've been around for quite some time, but this is an airsoft version. So imagine a bunch of you getting locked into a room. You have no airsoft guns, no weapons whatsoever, and you got to search and find and escape in a certain amount of time. It's really cool. Also on the 4th, our very own Kelly, she's going to be at West Midlands High Command in Raleigh, Regis for a private event for the blog. Kelly, what is this private event?
Okay, so every year we celebrate the blog's birthday with a little shindig. So we go to a site where we can all play, shoot against each other. I normally get balloons tied to me and then everyone shoots the balloons. And my friends always go for the really thick latex balloons, so I get shot a lot more.
And this is just how many years now? Anniversary?
3rd.
3 years running. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That is really cool. I can see you glowing with excitement.
I'm really happy about it. So we're going tomorrow night, and then we've all got a hotel, and we've booked a table for some food, and then Saturday we're just gonna shoot. It's gonna be great.
Oh, that's awesome. Also on the 5th, very own Direwolves Airsoft Team up in Canada is going to be at the Northern Simulated Training Systems in Georgetown, Ontario, and they're going to be doing some team training up there. So for those of you just joining us, welcome. Episode 14 of the Valken Debrief. We are live, as we are every week. Here, my special co-host today is Kelly Hardwick, who's the founder and CEO of Femme Fatale Airsoft. So we got a lot of folks joining us today. Kenneth Anderson says, "Hello, ladies and gents." So I'm not going to try to butcher English. That's just, Not a good thing. So, folks, if you're watching, if you have a question for Kelly, just post it up on the comments below. I'll check it out, and I will read it off to her and see what she says. Hey, Johel Maza. You know Johel, Kelly. He's
I do.
JM Photography. Shout
I do.
out
We
to
met at
JM
SS
Photography.
Airsoft.
Yes, you met at SS Airsoft. Joelle does some really good work. So, Kelly, first question. Typical question. What got you into airsoft?
Do you want to hear about the very, very first time I went airsoft, or when I actually started to get into it?
We want to hear your very first time.
Oh, okay, so the very first time I went to airsoft, it was a very, really small site that was quite close to us. One of my best friends, Tasha, she was like, I want to go airsofting because my boyfriend goes, and we could do it for my birthday. It'd be really cool. It's like Call of Duty in real life, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, let's do that. And then we turned up. It was February, so it was cold. It was muddy. It was raining. I didn't have my own kit, so I had to borrow my boyfriend at the time's kit, and it was so heavy. And I had this plate carrier that I think it weighed more than I did, and this really old tatty gun. And I went along. I didn't wear face pro because BBs don't shatter teeth, right? That's what I thought at that time. Walked along, and the day was quite honestly awful. It was so wet and so muddy. I got shot in the face trying to change my battery to my gun because that had died, and oh Christ, it was just so awful.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
and
it was all the things I hate.
And you still wanted to come back after that?
No. So I thought to myself, I was like, do you know what? I've tried it once. That's it. I'm done. I've tried it. I'm okay. And then I think it was. So I was 19. Was I 19? Yeah, I was 19 then. And then in 2014, my boyfriend at the time turned around and said to me, the same boyfriend, he was like, I'd like to do a private airsoft skirmish for my birthday. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll only go if you buy me the Femme Fatale G&G gun. And I was like really happy with myself because I was like, he's not going to do this. I don't need to do this. I'm cool. And I just got on with my life. And then 2 weeks later, it turned up at my house, and I was just like, oh.
Wow.
So I needed to go. And the thing is, it was like a completely different day. It was August. It was still outdoors, but it was sunny. It wasn't muddy. It wasn't rainy. It was like there was like 20 of us, and we were all friends. It was a really good day. There was no cheating. There was no injuries. I wore face pro, so I didn't get shot in the face.
That's good.
My gun didn't die.
Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned.
Lesson learned, yeah.
Hey,
After
Jordan.
that, I was like, let's go. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
After that, I was like, if this is what airsoft is like all the time, I should probably play it more. And then it went from once a week, once a month at the Woodland site we played at, and then they opened a CQB site, and I was like, holy we can do this indoors, and it'll be. I caught myself.
Hey, at least it's the King's English.
Yeah, it's the Queen's English.
Queen's
yeah,
English.
I was like, oh, we should do this more often, and then it just went from once a month to almost every weekend, and then up and down the country. It's been like madness.
Oh, that's awesome.
Madness.
So a lot more people are joining in, to include Jordan Cook that says, Kelly girl. So,
Hey girl.
So,
hey girl, hey.
Donna Tingle asks, when will you be back in the States?
So I'm flying out in January for SHOT Show. So I'll be there for about 4 weeks.
Now, is when you come out for SHOT Show, is that going to be, are you going to be playing too, or just doing other things?
Yeah, so I'm flying out, I think it's a couple of weeks before SHOT Show, and I'm going to be attending the Desert Fox Airsoft event in California.
With the new Blue Fox tracker.
Yes. So that'll be really cool.
That is such a cool enhancement to gameplay that DFAE is Desert Fox Airsoft Events is doing. I got to talk to Jet at Airsoft Con thoroughly about it. We are very excited. It's going to be something really, really cool.
Yeah.
The Laser Viper is asking, how many guns do you own, and how many do you typically take when you go play?
Okay, so I can see them all out of the corner of my eye. They're just all in cases. They're just sat there waiting for me. I think I own about 9 that I will actually use and don't just sit around. And then typically I take 2 or 3 to a game day. And depending on
Okay.
what I'm feeling, if I'm reviewing something, that'll always go in a separate case. And then I always take my favourites with me as well, so I can fall back on them.
Gotcha. Omar from Enola Gay is
Yay!
offering up lodging if you need it at SHOT Show.
Oh, that would be perfect. You guys have a pool. You guys have a pool in your back garden. That is crazy.
Yeah. So
I would take you up on that.
for those that you don't know, if you only know the Femme Fatale Airsoft side of Kelly, the blog side, she's also involved with Airsoft Action magazine. So Kelly, tell us how you got involved with Airsoft Action.
Okay, so I mean, when I've been wanting to be a writer for a long, long time, and then it came up on a community group. Someone had said something, and everyone started like going after it, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at this! This is great!" So I started talking to the gentleman whose post it was, because he wanted to do a post about women in airsoft, and I was like, "I'm a woman in airsoft. That's pretty cool. I would like to chat to him." And then I found out that he was working for the magazine, so I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." So I asked him, how do you get into that? Because it's something that I think I'd really like to do. And he said, "Do you want me to introduce you to the editor?" And I said, "Yeah, that would be great." And then they asked me to write a piece, and I've had at least one article in every issue since. And I started working for them in May 2015. So that's been
a couple of
almost
years.
3 years, yeah, almost 3 years.
No, that's awesome. For those of you that are just joining us, a lot of folks are pinging in. Please hit that share button so we can get more folks in here enjoying the show. And if any of you have any comments, we are interviewing Kelly Hardwick from Femme Fatale Airsoft, founder and CEO. She's resident of the UK. And so please help us out. And if you got any questions for her, just post it up in the comments below. Sim Jones says, "Bonjour, Kelly."
Oh, buongiorno.
So, Cookie is saying that you guys need to go to Operation Frostbite at Hill 559 in January. So you'll have to check that one out
How
a little
cold
bit
is it
later.
going to be
Oh,
in January?
Javier, I love you, bud. Javier from One Grunt's Opinion says, "I have a soft, sexy radio voice." It's because
you do.
it's because Josh is not here. I don't have to be all cranky and uppity because my Red Bull partner is not here right now. So you started off with Airsoft Action magazine. You've been doing that for 2 years, writing articles for them for the past 2 years. So how did the idea of Femme Fatale Airsoft get started?
So basically, how this all started was I used to be a fashion designer, merchandiser and buyer. I went to uni to study fashion and textiles, performance textiles, stuff like that. And I got my graduate job, and I was really happy. And then I think it was October 2014, I got made redundant. So I lost that job. That was gutting. And then 2 days later, I had a car accident. Ooh. So I was like, great. So I couldn't work because I was physically injured and I had no job to go to. So it was a pretty naff time. I didn't really have anything to do. So I started thinking, I think whenever you get into a situation like that, you need something to pull yourself out of it. You definitely need a light at the end of the tunnel. And the only really thing I had was like, oh, when I can play airsoft again, I want to get all this cool kit. I want to do all these cool things. So I started Googling like tactical kit for women, clothing for women, and there was barely anything. And then you look at the content that's aimed at women, and there was a couple of ladies out there pushing for women in airsoft across the pond in the States. There was Unicorn Leah, Adela Relentless, there was P90 Girl, but there was nothing on this side. There was no blogs aimed at women. So I was like, my bulb! I could do this. It was a bit of a learning curve though, because I sucked with technology. Like I could barely use the internet. There was that. And then I was also a complete noob at airsoft. I'd only been playing 6 months, and I only had a limited amount of kit. But I started borrowing kit to wear and review, and just like research, and then it suddenly turned into this full-time thing.
An addiction.
An addiction. Yeah.
So,
I on my website now it says I'm a tactical kit hoarder, because if you could see the other half of this room, it's just packed full of clothes, bags, chest rigs, everything.
Oh wow. So this is your full-time job, is Femme Fatale Airsoft. So this completely sustains you to go and do what you love. So you are doing what you love.
Yep.
And
I'm really grateful for it.
That is awesome. Anthony Martin says your hair is on point today.
Oh, thanks, Boo.
And
Ant's in my team. Oh, so is Sim as well.
and it goes back to our buddy PNW Punk. If he would dye his hair, what color would you think would be good on him?
Oh, like an electric blue. That'd look dope.
Oh, Punk. Yeah. I think she hit the nail there on the head. And thanks for everyone for joining. We're in episode 14. Please share the video so we can get it out there, get more people involved. All your comments is great. Oh my goodness. So Jordan Cook says, legit, the name is exactly right. Ha ha ha, it's like a side story ops that set the stage for the next uprising for. Oh, Jordan's talking about something else. I thought Jordan was asking a question. It's a lot harder to pre-screen the questions when I'm actually trying to focus on you and what you're doing. All right. So sorry for the technical difficulties. We had a little glitch where I disappeared and came back. It's the internet. Josh is not here, so I can't blame Josh on the internet breaking. so that's always shit's always a good one. Brandon Aarons from Aruba, he's like, why don't you dye your hair, Kaiju? Dude, every 2 weeks it gets shaved, so I would have to dye my beard, right, Kelly?
Please do that. Oh my god.
Oh,
do you know what?
My gosh.
A glitter beard would look great on you. A glitter beard, and then when it gets super Christmassy, you can have little baubles. Christmas Kaiju.
No. Anyway.
Okay.
So, what have been some challenges with Femme Fatale Airsoft?
So I think the main challenge that I've had, like especially when you go full time with something like this, and it's like people don't take bloggers seriously as a career. People ask me what I do for a living all the time, and I say, oh, I'm a blogger, I'm a writer, and they go, oh, and they just kind of look at you gone out. And I think it's at start it was I think it was hard for me to be taken seriously, and then obviously you learn. I blew up really quickly. I started in November 2014, and then by 2015, it seemed like the whole world knew what Femme Fatale was and all that sort of stuff. And I think I didn't really think anyone disliked me up until about 10,000 followers, and then I realised people on the internet are mean. Like, they are mean.
Yes.
So I think that the two biggest challenges I face is being taken seriously and people on the internet.
Gotcha. Jack Jenkins says,
Yep.
Kelly is mean with a minigun, and I'm thinking there's some kind of story behind that.
Yeah, so we went to an event called Tora Bora Raid in August. It was in a working quarry down in the Isle of Portland. So it was really far south. And I got to borrow the Classic Army HPA minigun, microgun. And the NATO guys were not okay after I'd been done with that. Oh god, it was so fun. I was just popping out of every corner just with a minigun, just like, sorry guys. Bert.
Bert.
Just walking out. There's fire everywhere. I'm just walking in the middle with a microgun, just like, come at me. It's fine.
Oh,
I've got 32
funny.
rounds a second.
So, Callista Mosley.
Hey, Callista.
So she says the biggest barriers to women in airsoft or paintball are male misogynists and catty women. What do you think about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, men are just... In this industry, there's two types of guys. There's guys that are really supportive of women in airsoft, and I'm lucky that I'm surrounded by a lot of them. But then you get people who are just... They get threatened. They get threatened by women doing a job they think they can do better, which I get told that all the time. I can do your job. I mean, if you can do my job, that's fine. I'll take a vacation. Like, you can do it.
Gotcha.
And then the other issue we have is, I don't think this is as much of an issue, but it's women tearing down other women. Like, we've made so much progress in the last two to 3 years of getting more into sport. Like, when I first started, there was maybe just me and my sister, because we used to play all the time. And now I can go to a site and there'll be 4 or 5 women on site, which is great because it's not a massive sausage fest. But I think we definitely need to keep pushing and keep the sisterhood, because I think in a male-dominated industry and sport, having strong connections with other women in the sport is really, really important for us.
Gotcha. Hey, Rich from Airsoft C3 joins us. Hey, what's up, Rich?
Hey, Rich.
Lee Taylor Moore is asking what big games you've got coming up. Well, Lee, we mentioned she's going to the Desert Fox Airsoft event in January, which is going to feature the Blue Fox tracker. And what other big events after that, Kelly?
So in April, is it April? Possibly April. I think
Possibly
it might be. I'm flying to Greece, to the Isle of Crete, to play a Warzone milsim, a 3-day milsim. So that's going to be absolutely epic.
In Crete?
In Crete, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'm flying 5 hours east to go play. Oh, it's going to be crazy. I've never played in Greece. I've been to Greece for a holiday and it's sunny and lovely and there's lots of cocktails, but I've never played there. And then in August next year, I've got another Tora Bora Raid milsim. And then I think the week after we have the National Airsoft Festival, which is like 2,500 people at the Ground Zero in the UK. You'll have heard about it.
In May, you've heard about the UK versus USA event, right?
I have.
I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there?
Is it in the US?
No, it's in the UK.
It's in the UK?
It's in the UK. Going? Dog Tag Airsoft. It's at Homebush. Right, Memorial Day week. Are you going to be there? All right.
I'll be there.
High five. Woohoo. Awesome. Yes. We're actually, Valken is one of the title sponsors of the event. We're working with Stephen Finley.
Okay, sweet.
Putting that on. So cool. We're gonna get to pew pew together. I'm so excited.
We'll shoot at each other.
So with the rapid getting back on topic, with the rapid success of Femme Fatale, you being full time, and it just seems like yesterday you just started. Where do you see on the horizon for Femme Fatale Airsoft, like 3 years, 5 years from now?
So my core aim for Femme Fatale Airsoft has always been to encourage and support other female players. I think as Femme Fatale Airsoft grows and expands, what I'd like to do is have a team of writers like on staff, so reviewers, editors, like gameplay, whatever, like YouTube makers. That's the sort of thing I would like. I'd love to employ other women and get them a voice in this industry. That'd be wicked.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. If you're just joining us, we are episode 14, Valken Debrief Live with Kelly, the founder and CEO from Femme Fatale Airsoft. If you join us, please share the video, share it to your page, like us, comment below. And before we get on to our next topic, I had a little elderly moment a couple weeks ago, but we're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to be giving away a laser cut plate carrier and battle belt. So what I'm going to do is we're going to post tomorrow on Facebook and Instagram. All you have to do is like it, share it, and tag 3 friends, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, and then we'll pick a lucky winner that's going to get their choice of color, black, tan, or olive, drab, of both the laser cut plate carrier and the laser cut battle belt. So be sure to check that out on our posting tomorrow. So, Kelly, moving on to topic 2. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier this week, but we're talking about content generation and does it affect gameplay? And what we're being specific is we're not talking about like in-game photographers. We're talking about people
YouTube.
with GoPros, Contour, YouTube, and things like that. In the UK, comparatively between the US and the UK, who do you think has more content generation on YouTube regarding airsoft between Europe and the US?
I think it's pretty, in terms of who posts it, I think there's definitely more in the States who actually are actively posting it online. But I think, no, I've played I've played a lot in both the States and here, and you can't go to any game day now without at least like 5 or 6 players having cameras mounted to their gun, to their helmet, you know, to their side, body cams. It's the popularity of the action cams in airsoft over the last like couple of years because of the rise of airsoft YouTubers has gone straight through the roof. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've actually, it was interesting. I saw, Highwiz. He does the tactical teddies.
He works for Airsoft Action as well.
Yeah. So, you know how he did that Speedsoft tactical teddy. It would be really cool because I haven't seen it yet. If you could ask him to do like a YouTube one where, you know, it's got the body cam, the gun cam, the head cam, the drone flying overhead. I would love to see that tactical teddy. That would be pretty cool.
We'll message Chris later and be like, yo,
So
we'd love to see one.
So what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing to have, you know, all those cameras and players on the field? Do you think it's good for the sport?
I think there's definitely two sides of it. Like I will, there's downsides and there's definitely upsides to it. So for me personally, I wear a camera to games, but I've actually made the decision to not wear it anymore, purely because when I wear a camera, and this came to light because I went to France in September to play with one of the reporters from Airsoft Action, and my GoPro wouldn't work. It just wouldn't turn on. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just leave it and I won't record. And then I had the best day airsoft I've ever played. Like, the action was great. I was sneaking around. I was being a savage. I was hiding in bushes and like stalking people and just like lacing them. And it was fantastic. And I was like, I never have a day this good when I wear my camera. And why is that? And I thought I need to look at the reasons why I don't have such a good day with the camera. And I realised it's because, and I've got a camera attached to me, I'm constantly worrying about the camera dying. Is it turned on? Is the memory card going to be full? Is it working properly? Is it going to fall off my head? Like, is the mount going to fail or something like that? And then you've also got the other half of it is you need to play better because you need to get the footage, and it's not in-game good. You need to play camera good, and it's not really a gameplay that suits me.
I can imagine that's a lot of stress on you.
Yeah. You go, like, there was one day I remember I went to the Stan in Sheffield. It's one of my favourite sites. It's an old Stanley Tools factory, so it's disused, it's dirty, it's cool. And they decided they were going to have me, Airsoft Addict Princess, and her sister as a lady bodyguard squad with a VIP. And so we went upstairs. Eventually, the game had to be called because we were defending the body like the dude for so long. But I eventually got called out. I got like shot a few times, so they were like, "Yeah, that's it, your lives are done." I was like, "All right, fair enough." Walked back to safe zone, like really happy with myself because I was like, "Yeah, I got some awesome footage. That'd be lady bodyguard squad. That would make a cool video." And then I looked at my camera and it said memory card full, and it hadn't recorded anything for the whole day. And I was pissed off for I was miffed off for about maybe 40 minutes, and it ruined my day. And it shouldn't have ruined my day. That was the thing, but it did, because all I cared about was the fact that I played so well, but then I had nothing to show for it. And I think in the position I'm in, people question how good I am at airsoft, like, all the time. So I feel like I have to post gameplay footage to prove that I played, to prove that I'm actually I don't just stand there at the back like, "Hey, look at my gun," sort of thing. Which is what people think I do. They think I just pose at the back, just like, "Hey, I've got a gun, check me out. I'm cute, yeah." That's not what I do. I've had a black eye. Like, that's not what I do.
Right.
But,
gotcha.
So those reasons for me, I'm not going to wear a camera anymore because it doesn't. I play airsoft for fun, and I've always said once airsoft stops being fun for me, I'll stop playing,
Yeah.
because then there's no reason to do it, sort of thing.
Gotcha. Because we've got a few YouTubers that have joined us today. Hey, what's up, Gino? Go Eagles! For example, Red Plastic, which is our very own Laser Viper. He's always got the camera on. I'd be interested to hear Laser Viper's opinion on what he thought about your comments as far as, does he find himself playing differently when he has the camera on versus when he doesn't have a camera? Because I even remember my buddy Woodcock, and when he started getting into the Contour and the GoPro stuff and everything, and the first time he had this epic battle, and he was like, oh yeah, and then he went to look at the camera and it wasn't on, and it was just deflating
Soul destroying.
him. Yeah. Les Trooper, she says, always be recording, always be recording. So
I think I see like a lot of. There's one thing I noticed when I came from the UK to the States. So obviously there's a lot more YouTubers in the States than there are the UK. And when I came over, I was like, I want to see if these people actually play like this in their videos, because you're always very curious about it. And for the most part, they do. So that's what I like about YouTube. Like you do get a sense of how people play. Like Jet Desert Fox, absolutely great player. Incredible videos. Leah's a really good player as well, and I enjoy her videos. Who else is there? Dayton from the House Gamers, absolutely hilarious, great player. And I enjoy his videos too.
Yeah.
My favourite Canadian. Sorry, Robbo, but definitely Date Boy.
Robo is actually, he's here. Robo joined us.
Is he?
Yes.
Sorry. Date Boy is definitely my favourite. I'm sorry. He is.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I think it's great to see that side of YouTube. I think YouTube is very, because it's so popular, especially with young kids. It's great for getting people into the sport.
Gotcha.
As long as they're not like cheater videos, because I hate them. I hate cheater videos.
Oh my God. So it's funny because Dave Chapio says it's great, catches and exposes cheaters from time to time. So why do you not like cheater videos?
So I don't know if it's the same in the States, but in the UK it is always, when we do a safety brief, obviously you're told don't cheat because that's a dick move, but cheat calling is just as bad. So if you're standing on the other end of your gun shouting, oh, I take you in hits, going crazy at this person, you could be missing, your BBs could be like falling short, they could be blowing in the wind, you could be a twig in the way, sort of thing.
Oh yeah. I've always, I've done a lot of command roles, especially with American Milsim, and one of the things I always tell my players is don't let the actions of other players ruin your fun this weekend. If somebody's not calling their hit, again, you don't know if it's the BB drop, or what. You know what? Just move on, go do something else,
get on with
and
it.
go have fun.
That's exactly it. I think cheater videos are like, I find when people are kicking off in game and they're like being super aggressive, it's just not what you're there to play airsoft for, and it doesn't give people outside the sport a very good impression of the sport. And then when you add in cheater videos like, oh my God, look at this guy take 20 million BBs and he doesn't, like, I'll tell you what, get the video, send it to the site owner, send it to the player in question if you know who they are, call them out on it, because that, like, privately, because that is more effective than posting it on the internet for like 400,000 people or whatever to see. Just because I see a lot of fight videos, like airsoft fight videos, and they're not good for the sport. Like they're entertaining, I will say that, but they're not. No.
Jordan Cook, she actually makes a great comment. It's just basically saying, hey, I'm mad and spent a good amount of my personal time wasted to make, edit, and upload a video that isn't even about my channel or content I put out. And, she's talking about cheaters. It's, the focus then becomes on the negative of the sport.
Not the positives.
Yeah. And, Rich from Airsoft C3, cheat videos, are cancer, and really are. The camera is upside down. Please fix. I don't think so.
Is that my camera or your camera?
No, I think somebody's saying saying that. Jamal Harris says best advice I got while yelling "call your hits" was go shoot the next guy or just move on to the next tango. Yeah, just like we were talking about before. Callista was actually saying POV footage is not really as good as other footage. What do you think about that?
I would honestly rather see third person footage than a point of view footage. I would, because I think with the POV footage, it's just what is in front of you. But if you have it like from like the shoulder or slightly behind, you get a much wider view of what's going on. Like you can see what kit they're wearing, how their kit moves when they're walking around. You can see like people sneaking up on them. And I think that's a really cool element to have. Like I've seen videographers walking around like following players and stuff. And the videos you get, they just give a more immersive tale of the day. And it's not just, hey, look at me, I killed 20 people in one go. Yay, go me. It's more about like everyone's enjoyment of the day, which is cool.
So here's a touchy one. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
You are at an event and, content is life, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's you're in the industry, it's your job, or, it's because of YouTube. You're hit, you're called out, you're walking down, you see something going on, and you really haven't had any good shots that day, but you haven't quite made it back to respawn. How do you feel about, because content generation is your lifeblood, about putting your dead rag away and getting back in to the action just to get that content? I mean, where do you fall?
Did this happen the other day?
It did?
Because I read something like this online the other day, and I was just like, "Oh, that's shady."
So you fall on the side that you shouldn't skirt the gameplay just to get content. Yeah, I think it ruins. I know people who play for the camera, and I have heard them say things like, if I get shot in the side, if I get shot in the back where it can't be seen, I'm not going to stop a good run to carry on going. And that to me is just like, no, that is not how you play. If you're playing like that, don't play. Like, there's no point, because that's not what the game's about. Agreed.
But if I don't, it's a tough one, because
it is.
Most people I've seen, I wear a camera a lot. Like, if I don't post footage, it's to either watch what I can do to improve, or it's to make sure that I didn't get I didn't not feel a hit and get shot and then take it, or it's to prove that I wasn't cheating. I found that's one of the reasons like it's been really helpful for me to wear. So if someone said, "Oh, Femme Fatale's cheating," I'm just like, "Well, tell me what game," and I'll pull it up right now on my computer, which I bring with me every game, and I'll pull it up and I'll be like, "There, no, I wasn't. So good try, thanks, mate, bye." So it's good. It's good for that. It's good to prove that you're not cheating, but at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah, it's a headache, isn't it? It's a headache.
What do you think about, like, you see somebody, with a GoPro camera and their YouTube personality, and other people see them, and you're in the moment, you're playing the game, and the players recognize the YouTuber, and the attention now is like to try to get on camera, to be part of that, and kind of like overplay it. Do you see that a lot?
Yeah, I've played with a lot of YouTubers in the past, and I've noticed, especially if they've got quite a big following, that people will, random people will just kind of come along and then stick around, if you know what I mean. Just kind of get in shot, make sure they're there, make sure they're in the squad, which is, I think, it's quite sweet, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying, because you're like, oh, you don't actually want to play with us, like, you just want to be in the video.
No, I totally get it.
We want to be friends too.
Totally get it. Well, that about wraps it up, Kelly. Thank you very much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Fun. Thank you for having me.
Can't wait till next May, where you and I get to pew together at the UK versus USA event on Memorial Day weekend 2018. And for those of you that are curious, the UK versus USA event, it alternates back and forth. So in 2018, it'll be in the UK, and in 2019, it'll be in the US, and it'll go back and forth, kind of like a cup challenge. So we're really excited to see how that plays off. So thanks for joining us. Those of you out in the internet world, be sure to like, share this video, and don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be posting up your chance to win laser cut plate carrier and battle belt. Be looking for those on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for joining us from the Colorado Ranch, and we will see y'all later.